Joining us right now on Houston's Morning News, humble Congressman Ted Poe. Congressman, welcome back to Houston's Morning News. Great to have you with us.
Good to talk to you, Matt.
All right, Congressman. According to you and to other congressmen and women, you are getting more phone calls, more emails, more of your constituents that are getting in your ear about the deficit and the debt ceiling than anything other than health care reform. Is that right?
That's correct. We're getting more calls from people in Texas about the debt ceiling than we did about the health care debate that took place.
Well, now, why do you think people are so engaged in this? Because I get the impression, frankly, Congressman, when I talk to your typical man or woman on the street, they just really don't understand what the debt ceiling is, and that's not to say anyone's dumb. They just have their own life right now, and they're just not engaged in this conversation.
Well, people understand the basic. That the federal government is spending more money than it is bringing in. Mm-hmm. And that is hurting the economy. It's even affecting the world economy. It's affecting our credit status. People understand that. Raising the debt ceiling to many people, and I'm one of them, all that does is kick the can down the road and promote more government spending without dealing with the problem of the fact that we don't have enough revenue. So the people that call me, they cut spending. Don't raise taxes, cut spending. And that, I agree, is the answer, is what Congress should be doing, is having spending cuts rather than trying to deal with raising taxes or even raising the debt ceiling.
All right, Congressman, you guys are going to float in the House this cut, cap, and balance initiative that you know will not pass through the Senate. So why are we wasting time doing this?
Congress, the House, has to show some leadership. We cannot base our decisions on whether the president will veto, whether the Senate will support the legislation. We have to take the lead.
But why not? Why not present something that has a shot? I mean, why not present something? I mean, we're trying to play beat the clock here. Why not present something that has a shot at least getting some Democrats on board or getting the support of the Senate?
The only thing right now that will pass the Senate is something that deals with more taxes, and the House is going to stand firm, and we're not going to raise taxes. The president is determined that he will veto any bill that does not raise the debt ceiling and also produce more revenue. That's what's got us in this problem. So we have to at least show some leadership, and then we will continue to pass. I believe after today, when the cut, cap, and balance, the balanced budget amendment passes, we will pass other legislation the rest of this week trying to show leadership that we have to stop the spending rather than increasing the spending.
Humble Congressman Ted Poe joining us here this morning on Houston's Morning News. Congressman, hang on. When we come back, I want to ask you a question about a story that is unrelated to the debt ceiling. Lois Melkonian talked about a judge that imposed a sentence on teenagers where they had to wear signs. You kind of, you hoed that path for a lot of judges. You had some very unique sentences, and I want to talk to you about that and your thoughts on it when we come back. Humble Congressman Ted Poe joining us. And Congressman Poe, as a judge, you were a guy that enjoyed imposing sentences that, frankly, I believe work. Sentences like Lois's story that she just was talking about these high school kids that have to wear signs. They thought it was a prank. It turned out to be criminal. We'll have more on that story coming up. But the crux of the story is that this judge imposed a sentence that is a little unusual. This is something you truly believe in, isn't it?
I certainly do, especially among young people. They care about what other people their age think about them. If they're held up to some type of public punishment, they're embarrassed about it. It does change attitude. It changes conduct. And it's, in many cases, much more effective than any other type of sentence or probation or incarceration. It works. And I commend the judges that will continue to do that because it has been effective. We have all the statistics that show that when I was on the bench and did those types of sentencing, they did work. They were effective, got people's attention. They changed their conduct.
All right, what was your favorite one? I mean, do you have like a favorite that you imposed? Hey, you said,
oh, there were.
Come on, give me your favorite.
Well, there were so many, but the sign carriers are probably the best example. A person who carries a sign in front of a store that he stole from. I stole from the store. Don't be a thief, or this will be you. That helps. That changes the person's conduct. It gets the attention of other would-be thieves, even who stay away from that store, and it, of course, the public appreciates that because it doesn't cost the taxpayers any money for this. So it is a form of public punishment, and that's the key. And like I said, I commend judges that will try that type of punishment.
Humble Congressman Ted Poe joining us here this morning. Public humiliation. I don't know if there's any other stronger form of punishment than public humiliation. And Congressman, just in the short time that I have left with you, we need to certainly get those folks that are on either extremes of the debt ceiling discussion and kind of bringing everything back around to be somehow publicly humiliated. We got to come up with a deal before August 2nd. Are we going to get that done, Congressman? Yes or no?
Maybe members of Congress carrying signs.
Yeah, anything.
I think there'll be some type of agreement. Short term, I suspect, will be a short-term agreement. We just have Congress has to make the tough decisions to cut spending, to bring the deficit down and the debt down. We're spending 42 cents. Every dollar that is spent of American money is borrowed money. Those days have to end. So, yes, we'll have some type of agreement before August the 2nd. I don't know what it will be, though.
All right. Humble Congressman Ted Poe, you are always welcome on this show. Thank you for your time, sir.